star right tackle Lane Johnson. He's got a really cool experiential you can get involved in with the Eagles Radiothon. We'll tell you about that in a moment. He's a Pro Bowler. He's an All-Pro. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He's getting ready for the Dallas Cowboys in a mere 8 days. Good morning, Lane.
Good morning, guys.
How you feeling, bud? You excited for the season?
Yep, excited. Back in house today to get a practice in and work towards Dallas.
Good for you, man. Well, Lane, we'll talk more about that in a moment, but let's talk about the Radiothon, and hats off to you for being involved in this. So the item that's connected with you that everyone listening right now can get involved in, bids through tomorrow at 5 o'clock, is the opportunity. This is cool. So for every game, obviously, the field's got to get painted. You play, you play on the field, you play in the game. But in this case, you're going to help paint the field, and someone listening can help paint the field with you to get that field ready for the Eagles-Rams game, which is happening September 21st. That's on a Sunday. But, Lane, it's on the Saturday before that home game. You and a listener that's the highest bidder, and, of course, the Eagles ground crew will be out there painting the field together. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, come on out. It's actually a very therapeutic experience. So I've done it quite a few times before, and we have a lot of fun with it.
It's awesome.
You do this every
really cool
year. You do this every year, and I hear you do it with your shoes off, right?
Yeah, just so I don't get paint on my shoes, I can just get them on my toenails. So I figure I don't want to have to go get them painted.
Is it something? Do you just love painting? You've discovered that you love doing groundskeeping through this process, Lane?
Yeah, I've always enjoyed mowing the lawn. Maybe not as much as Landon Dickerson, but I do have some. I do love doing that, and just being outside. Instead of being in the meeting room 8 hours a day. So
that's so good, man. So,
pace.
By the way, two things. First off, Lane, some people would just use different shoes. You don't have to go barefoot. Just use backup shoes. But I get it. All right, so this is a bid right now, $2,400, $2,400, the opportunity to paint the field on the Saturday before the Eagles-Rams game with Lane. And then on the Sunday, four tickets, 100 level, Eagles-Rams. This is another one, John, I referenced Eagles-Lions earlier. This is another one that could be an NFC championship game preview, battle for the 1 seed, obviously a rematch of the divisional round. Lane, this was the closest game last year by far you guys played in the playoffs. I mean, the Rams, pretty darn good team.
Yeah, I think when you look at their team, their defensive front's really good. Obviously, Jared Verse, but they just play really well together. And man, they've really taken a step up the past few years. So it was a really close game, and luckily we got out of there alive.
Yeah.
Lane, this season for you've got a different situation working next to Tyler Steen. How does working next to Tyler Steen change your job?
The past few years it seems like I've had a different guard each year, but Tyler's had an amazing camp. I think for us, what makes my job easier is that, we're in great communication at the line of scrimmage and, really goes across the board. But the better we can play in sequence together, the easier it's going to make both of our jobs. So that's what we're doing in practice. And man, he's taken a huge step since last year. He's so strong and fast and athletic. So I'm anxious to get him out there and show the world what he can do.
How does having a new offensive coordinator change the job of you and your fellow offensive linemen with Kevin Patullo taking over?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of offenses have a lot of carryover. So, we have some of that, some different terminology changes. So sometimes maybe similar plays, but different phrasing. A lot of consistency, a lot of carryover, but obviously a few new wrinkles, but we've had time to dial it in, and man, we're excited about the game here next week. So
Lane, let's talk about that.
I gotta ask one thing. Jeffrey Lurie told us about Ben Van Sumeren once upon a. He actually told us, "Hey, we're excited about this fullback." Is Ben Van Sumeren like a mini lineman to you guys? Because that really is what a fullback used to be, like a petite little guard.
I mean, he's a guy that can run out wide. He ran a 4.4 or 4.38 40.
I heard that.
A 43-inch vertical jump. So he's
That's
not your average
amazing.
fullback. I'm Ben's biggest advocate. I love when he gets the ball. So I wish they'd split him out wide in the slot and see what he can do too. So he can surprise a lot of people.
Well, just make sure, Lane, he doesn't do what Richie did, because Gruden gave the ball to Richie one time. He fumbled it, and Gruden told him he's never giving him the ball again.
And he never did.
Oh.
Never did. It was on Sunday Night Football in the Kingdom in Seattle, and he said, I will never give you the ball
not
again.
Another shot?
Never again.
Can you get him another shot?
Never again.
Oh, man.
And Andy gave it to you how many times, John? Maybe about 10 or so?
One.
Oh, you only touched the ball one time?
No, he handed it off.
Yeah,
to me
well, you mean I'm not
time.
talking catches. Yeah. So you got one handoff with the Raiders.
No, from Andy, one handoff.
I got you. All right. So, and again, Lane Johnson with us here. You can bid on the item related to the Eagles-Rams game, which is to attend the game for 4 people, but also the day before the game to paint the field with Lane on the field. So, Lane, you play the Cowboys in 8 days, which means you specifically might be playing against Micah Parsons, or you might not be playing against Micah Parsons. How do you prepare for, I might go against maybe the best in pro football, or like not at all? So how do you go about that mentally?
Yeah, there's a great quote from one of my former coaches, Dave Phipp. He'd always say, expect their best and be disappointed if they don't bring it. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm expecting him to be out there. If he's not, great. If he is, great. But, as far as I'm concerned, I'm ready for Micah. And, all the other stuff I can't control. It's just, how contract negotiations go. Teams go at their own pace.
Sure.
So, it is what it is.
Lane, in the moment before the game, like right before the game, how much do you think you'll be able to detach from the game that's just about to be played and enjoy the Super Bowl banner thing? And how much is that, not to be disrespectful to it, but almost sort of like an afterthought because, 1 minute later you're going to be playing in a pro football game? How do you balance that?
It is afterthought. What you realize after you win, you put the ring on, you put it in the box, and, you don't really see it again. So, it was like that in 2018 with the Falcons. We had a bad first half. So, hopefully, the fans can enjoy it for forever, but, we'll see it come down, and then it's, a minute later, we're going to be out there, kick sliding. So for me, it's, very honored for what we achieved, but, also serves as a token that, hey, it's a new year, and, let's aim for another one.
Lane, along those lines, what's this team doing? You're one of the few guys who has been around to experience it, and I can even ask this question too. In 2018, you guys struggled after winning it all. What's this team doing to avoid some of those mistakes that team fell into after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we're practicing like we're 1-16. So
great.
Always something there to strive for and to aim for. So, I said it before. What made us successful last year was how we practice our habits, the things that we covered in meetings in the film room. So. If success gets to people's heads and it changes any of those habits and how you work, I think it can impact how you perform. But all these hours throughout the week, if you have a diligent schedule, a routine, I think all that stuff that you do away from the football stadium will show up, when you are playing. So that's how I see it. I try not to think about it too much, but just know I just try to stay busy. Try to stay busy as much as I can and encourage everybody else to do the same.
Lane, the retirement thing, you've talked about it a few times publicly. How much is that in your mind, and is it possible that this could be your last year because you choose to walk away?
Yeah. With that said, if we win another one, it could be a high possibility. Like anybody, older player, you spend so much time away from family and friends. So for me, 13 years in the league, plus college, plus high school. So a lot of stuff you don't get to, enjoy with the rest of your family. So that weighs in on your mind. But as far as physically, man, I feel like I could play a long time. So, you really take it year by year. So I'll have more answers at the end of this year, obviously. But, I would like to play this year, next year, honor out my contract. But, it varies. But, to all the listeners out there, it all goes down to family, parents getting older. And so, so just kind of the whole life, circle of life is in perspective. So
yeah, it's important.
How I see it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Lane, final thing here, man. I heard you say something recently where you indicated that you feel the best you have felt in a number of years, because obviously you went through that ankle situation. It was a multi-year process there for a bit. Do you feel, so I know you feel better than you have in a while, do you feel that you are a better player now than you ever were at any stage of your career?
Yeah, my 30s, I'm a lot better player than I ever was in my 20s. So, that's not the case for most players.
Right.
But for me, I think if you go and watch, film from early on to now, I think you'll see just hopefully a steady improvement. It's not just me saying it; it goes by, what you see on the film. So, all that stuff in the off season, man. I don't vacation. I got a gym a little bit outside of Oklahoma City, so I'm there every day. I lift heavy. I do a lot of mobility. I run. So, all the excuses of, people getting older and losing this, losing that. And, yeah, it's going to happen, but I think you can diminish how fast it happens by putting in the work. And I think when you look at guys that are, in Olympic Games, you see guys up in their, upper 30s, MMA fighters, upper 30s. So it's possible. You look at the Jackie Slaters of the world, Bruce Matthews, Trent Williams, Andrew Whitworth, the outliers are there. So those guys are kind of my inspiration who I look up to.
Man, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Lane,
we reaping the rewards.
We admire you, man, quite a bit. And reminder to everyone listening, you can hang out with Lane as you and he can paint the field together on Saturday, September 20th. That's the day before the Eagles-Rams game. This bid currently is at $2,400 to paint the field before the Eagles-Rams game, and then you and 3 others, 4 total tickets. We'll get 4 tickets, 100 level, which is obviously great seats, to the Eagles-Rams game the next day on Sunday, September the 21st. Lane, good luck to you versus Dallas this season. We love having you on the program and wish you the very best of luck for the entire season. And, of course, thanks for being part of the Eagles Radiothon and our program today. Thanks, Lane.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
You got it, man. Lane Johnson.